What is going on, good people? The Chicken Box is back, powered by the Afro American newspaper. You know what? I was trying to get tech savvy today, guys, and I forgot all about it. So I'm gonna start like this: powered by the Afro. I'm your co-host, Kevin Impeccable Peck, along with Courtney Alexander and Dr. Draper, our CEO. But first, a message from the people who power the Chicken Box. Man, welcome back to the Chicken Box. If you're having a great day, let me hear you say yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that on the stream? I feel like you're at a concert, right? Listen, today is Black People versus BBL, and I'm not gonna say I didn't actually know everything about BBL. I called it something else, but I am excited about today's topic just for the fact of the information because it's a big buzz. It's been on for a minute, but then it's some other things that have been happening. We have a fantastic guest. Again, this is the Chicken Box. If you're from Baltimore, you already know what it is. It's four wings, fries, nice grease, salt, pepper, hot sauce, ketchup, however you like it. If you're hungry right now for sure. But if you're from someone else, this is powered by the 130-year-old Afro-American newspaper, the oldest black business in Maryland, third oldest in the country. We celebrated our birthday just a couple weeks ago, and I represent Gen X. Courtney, reigning from Chicago. From Chicago. What's happening?
Today's a great day. It's sunny. It's warm outside, so I'm having a great day.
There you go. That's all you need. Dr. Draper, our fearless leader.
Hey there to everybody who's tuning in. I'm Francis Tony Draper, publisher, CEO of the 130-year-old Afro, representing for the boomers. I say the boomer millennials. And so good to be with you. And we are the original location for the Chicken Box. Everything else is an imitation.
Boom.
Four wings and the fries originated right here in Baltimore. Kevin, I know Atlanta has theirs, and Courtney, I know Chicago has their hamburgers and beef. But the Chicken Box, no ketchup, Kevin. No ketchup.
Anyway, let's get right into it. I don't know if you know what the BBL is, but we got a special guest. Why don't you, Dr. Draper, just fill us in on Black people versus the BBL?
Well, today, this is a serious yet lighthearted conversation. We have, so many different topics that we discuss on the Chicken Box. If this is your first time tuning in, our theme, our tag is "Don't be a chicken, get on the box." And so, for those of you who are watching us by way of Meta, we keep saying Facebook, but they changed their name. Meta, come on and weigh in the comments. And so we're going to talk about BBL. First thing I want you to do, if you're watching, weigh in if you know what it is. Just put a yes, a no, a maybe, never heard of it, I did it, or whatever you want to put there. Because our guest is going to come on and she's going to enlighten us a little bit more about BBL, which is a BD, a big deal. A lot of people are either curious about it, have done it, contemplating getting it done. And so let's talk a little bit about that. And so none of us, we're not medical professionals. So we're not offering any medical advice. Let me give a disclaimer up front. You need to discuss that with your own physician, right? Your own surgeon. So we're not promoting it as being right or wrong. You should do it, not do it. That's my disclaimer at the top of the show. And so we're ready to jump right into the topic. And so, Courtney, you want to introduce our special guest
I
today? And
was
then,
hoping that you would tell us what BBL is. I mean, you just keep
oh, you want me to
saying
say
BBL. I mean, you ain't
oh,
say what
well,
it is. Is it
Brazilian?
Black Business
No,
Lovers?
no.
What is it? What is
Well,
BBL?
it's Brazilian butt lift.
Like,
Brazilian.
all
And
right,
so
there
we
we
know
go, y'all.
about, listen, we know about breast augmentation and liposculpture, right? And so butts are in the spotlight, all right? Butts are in the spotlight. And so it is a way, I thought our guest would explain it, but for those who say, you know what, want my body to be a little bit more curvy, a little bit more sensual, a little bit more accentuated, this is a procedure, a cosmetic procedure that is the rage. Many people are doing it, not just young people, people of all ages.
Without further ado, let's introduce our wonderful guest today, Courtney. We're going to introduce Kristi. Kristi, are you here? Welcome, Kristi, to the Chicken Box.
Hi guys.
Hey, hey.
Good
Welcome,
afternoon,
welcome,
good morning, good
welcome.
morning. I'm here from Atlanta right now, the land of the BBLs.
I,
So
I, I can
I'm
I can
actually I
confirm
might
that. I live
transfer
in
in
Atlanta
the
too.
middle
But
of
anyway,
us. I
Courtney,
just please excuse any background noise. But we're live and direct. I'm actually having an appointment today to go to it's called Dermani Med Spa, and it's off topic a little bit, but it's on topic because we're discussing, enhancements, things like that. And I got my lips done, which is something called Juvederm. It's like a more natural filler, and it dissipates over time. It takes about 8 months or longer to like naturally release out of the body, but it gives you a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more bounciness in your lips. It takes like the lines out of it. It kind of helps them lighten up. Mine are still swollen because it's been like a little bit less than 2 weeks, but it'll go down over time. But back to the BBL. The BBL, I got it because I wanted kind of like a mommy makeover, and like I feel like this is in my face. Um, I got it because I wanted a little pick me up in the mommy department. I wanted it to be like a little bit more sculpted, like you say, and still have, that appeal when I look at myself in the mirror and still feel like, even though I had a baby, I gained like 90 pounds and lost like 100. I still wanted to have my shape still look, feminine and soft without having, like a boxy look and things like that. So that's why I chose to get the BBL. But I had a serious experience. I was on the table for 11 and a half hours. I ended up getting a doctor that they say he allegedly did K Michelle, and he allegedly did Nicki Minaj. K Michelle pretty much said it, but I went to that doctor because I saw that K Michelle went. 1 second. Hold on, you can go ahead. You can go get the stuff because the door's open.
hey, we live, y'all. This is the Chicken Box. We
So
got
K
our guest,
Michelle,
Kristi Brand.
she was
Go
like
ahead, Kristi.
in this place in New York, and it was a guy, a doctor. I'm saying the name, Dr. Amos Shahan, because it was already posted. It's like social media, it's everything. So when this guy was, when he was doing the surgery, it was like he was in the bath, like a kitchen area, kind of looked like, with cabinets and everything everywhere. And this guy literally did the surgery. It's kind of like a hotel/apartment. So he really wasn't supposed to be doing it there. This guy took his cell phone out while he was doing the surgery, like touching it in between patients. And I know the cell phone is not sterile because it wasn't in a full plastic case. It just had a plastic covering, like your regular phone covering case. And ultimately, I got an infection. These are some of the same complaints that someone else got, and they actually filed a case against him. They ended up getting infections as well. I had no medication, so I had to deal with that surgery without medication the entire several months. Like I literally had to take a cane and put it on the wall and slide myself up to get out of the bed. Um, so it was really painful. Like he left in the middle of surgery and went into a different state to New Jersey and did surgeries there, never told me, and like left me on the table. I literally was like praying for myself on the table, like speaking in tongues over my life. So I felt like I definitely was gonna die. I could hear my blood pouring on the floor. And I felt everything. I could feel him during the surgery. I was screaming, like, I can feel it, I can feel it, I can feel it. Hurry up, hurry, get it over with. I just wanted to be, just stop. I didn't even care. Just like, it was just so much pain. It was like literally being butchered alive. I was literally being butchered alive. So, yeah, yeah.
So we
Any
talking about
questions?
black people versus the Brazilian butt lift or the BBL.
I can't hear you. I feel like maybe it might be a little lag or something.
Kristi, is it me? Can everybody else hear me?
We can hear you.
I can't hear. I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to ask her the questions then.
What did you want to ask her, Impeccable?
No, I was just talking about the reasons that you initially wanted to get the surgery.
Help us out a little bit, Chrissy. Courtney was going to introduce you, so I'm going to ask Courtney to introduce you so that our viewers will know exactly a little. Not exactly, a little bit more about you. Then we're going to come back at you and find out more about what you experienced. And so, Courtney, tell our viewers a little bit more about our guest.
Sure thing. So, Kristi Barkley, she is a licensed realtor and she's a founder of Kristi Homes. Kristi has an interest in helping her clients build confidence in their homes, in their home buying power, sorry. And she founded 800orbetter.com. And that is a credit or debt counseling service. She is also a host of a TV/radio simulcast program, and pretty much she addresses topics such as like family, faith, relationships, promotion of business, sports, sponsorships of the show. And she also does charity fundraising, travel, current events, and real estate topics as well.
Wow, Kristi, you are busy. You do a lot of good things in community. So back it up for us a little bit. How long? Tell us a little bit about the process. Now, you told us you wanted to be, you wanted to be a little bit more, more appealing in certain places. But tell us a little bit about. Back it up a little bit. How long ago did you have the procedure done?
I actually had it done 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Okay.
5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago.
So so tell us about what that was like, what you went through. We heard about the horror story. So sorry that happened to you on the,
Thank you.
During the procedure.
Thank you.
That had to be just terrible. But talk to us a little bit about, what you were thinking, and then how you. I mean, you said you had looked at some other celebrities, and you decided to do it. You researched this person, but then what happened? You went and you had it. It was a bad situation. How long did it take you to recover? And tell us a little bit about. Are you pleased with the results now, or how does that work?
I'm still not completely pleased with them because I feel like, he in a way maybe did it to make me have to come back. Sometimes people do surgeries in a way that you'll still have to come back and spend more money. I feel like he was desperate for the money. He saw that I had the money. I really should have had another clearance because I had fibromyalgia, which is it basically makes you feel like, for instance, if someone were to pinch you, you might feel like, oh, okay, they pinched me. But if you were to pinch me that same way, it feels like a pair of pliers pinched me. So my pain level is intensified. So where someone else might be able to take a needle prick, for me, it's like excruciating pain. So you can't smoke like within 30 days of you getting the surgery. And people try to do that before they get the surgery. And I feel like before he started it, he should have made sure I got my clearances. I didn't have any medication. I told him I was allergic to ibuprofen. They still gave me ibuprofen, which causes ulcers for me. And so I didn't have any medication. I literally dealt with a BBL, breast augmentation, my arms getting done. And I think he did like a little bit of the hips, everything. And I had no medication.
Wow, that had to be
lipo, everything. I literally had no medication. After the surgery, I was sick. I was on the table all day. Like, he blew my body up, like putting the different needles in you to give you like local anesthesia. When I looked at my body was sitting up in the air like this. I couldn't even see over myself. And when he started it, it was like he was spraying the stuff on me, like with a needle or something, like shaking it on me. I guess that was supposed to be numbing, supposedly. And then because I had the fibromyalgia, I still felt everything. And then he started poking me all over with the needles.
So what would you say to somebody who was contemplating getting that done, knowing what you know? What would you tell them?
First of all, pray first. Make sure that God wants you to do it, because I felt like I was getting a lot of signs that I shouldn't have done it or done it then. And like, for instance, I had my money and stuff, and I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go now. I had just came into a lump sum. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go now. I always sacrifice everything all the time as a mother. It's my turn. It's my time. I was like determined. It's me now. So instead of waiting, I decided I'm gonna just jump up and do it. So I literally got a test done on the way to the surgery in Pennsylvania. I live in Maryland. I went to go get the test done for my blood work in Pennsylvania. Then I went to as I'm driving up to New York to go get the surgery done. I don't think I even had a hotel room booked. I didn't even have a hotel room booked because I don't think I was thinking that I even had to stay. I wasn't thinking probably that far. I was like, I got it. I'm getting a surgery. I'm going to come back or whatever. But I'll figure it out as I get up there. So I went to like 5 different banks. Every bank was like telling me no, they wouldn't let me get my own money out my account. They were treating me like racist, basically, how I felt. Like, they're like, you can't get this much money out. You're out of town. Who is this? This is you? No, this is not you, or whatever. So I went, after going to like 5 different banks, I had to get a certain amount here, a certain amount here, a certain amount. I couldn't get really my money out. That was, to me, kind of one of the first signs. Don't do it. And then, because like I feel like if you're getting pushback in different areas, a lot of pushback, that might be a sign to either postpone the surgery or maybe find another surgeon, or don't do it. I've had my money deposit stolen by 2 different doctors. One was in, like, I think Colombia. They wouldn't send me the money back. Then I had another one that was Goals. I sent my money there, and when I sent the money, they never sent me. They never booked the appointment for my like fibromyalgia. They told me within 2 weeks of my surgery being done. When I told them from the beginning, hey, that was my first disclaimer, I had fibromyalgia. What do we need to do to make sure I got clearance? And then within 2 weeks of me actually about to have the surgery, after months go by, they sent me, oh, you had to get clearance to do that. I couldn't find a place that was a specialty place that would give me the clearance within that time frame. The place that I found was on the day of, and I would have had to be in Georgia to get that appointment.
So, Kristi, you had all these signs. You said you had all these signs that said, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." I'm gonna get back to you in a minute because I know our viewers have some questions. If you were just tuning in, this is the Chicken Box powered by the Afro American newspapers. We are with Kristi, who had a BBL procedure done 5 years ago. She's still not satisfied with what happened, and she is telling us the ins and outs from an eyewitness view as to what her journey was. Now, everybody's journey is not the same, and so that's another disclaimer. This is her journey, but her journey is real to her. So Kristi is in Atlanta, but you were in Maryland when you had it done, or
I was in New York. I got it done in New York. Yes.
In New York. Okay, you got it done in New York.
Yeah, I saw Kate Michelle advertising a particular doctor, and I felt like, oh, he would be good.
Okay.
And that's why I decided, all right, you know what, let me go. She's going. She's a celebrity. Let me, her body look good. Her teeth look good. Let's see.
I hear you. Let me find out from Courtney and Impeccable. Impeccable, I can look at you. You look like you're ready to jump in. I know she might not be able to hear you. Let's see if she can.
I know it feels funny. Like I'm talking but Kristi can't hear me. I wonder why.
I don't know why.
I would say go out and come back in, but I don't know.
Can the viewers hear him?
Yes, the viewers,
Yeah, I
I
think
believe.
everybody can hear us, but
Okay.
this is Black People versus the BBL. It sounds like she's from Baltimore, so shout out to Baltimore. It's so crazy because she can't hear me. It's like talking in a silo. But and then I would need an interpreter, Dr. Draper, to jump in and do it. But if you know somebody,
He's saying
if you're
he knows you can't hear him. He says he knows you can. The only way you could hear him is that if you were listening on Facebook, but then it'll be an interference.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah.
absolutely. So listen,
Well,
while we were
can
there,
you guys relate what he's stating?
Say it again.
Can you relate what he's stating? I'm
just say I'm
sorry.
saying
Yeah,
something.
yeah. He's as soon as he gets to his question part, I'm gonna relay what he's
Oh,
saying.
sorry. Okay.
He's just commenting right now about the fact
So
that yeah.
So this is live, y'all. So this is not tape. We're not putting it together. I'm gonna play something I found on the internet, and hopefully Kristi can hear this as
Because
well.
he's playing something that he found on the internet. Okay.
A question about something that's very commonly asked surgeons and now has even like dedicated Snapchat channels to. The BBL, very popular procedure, very, very popular procedure. There's also a high rate when I go through the research in talking about it of young women losing their lives, having serious complications, specifically around embolisms, fatty embolisms. Do you want to talk to the viewers and tell them what is this potential risk? What is the procedure? How often it happens? And what your recommendations would be on something like that?
So BBL stands for Brazilian butt lift. And essentially it is taking fat from a different part of your body and injecting it into the butt. And up until a few years ago, we thought that this was the safest way to enhance the buttocks. And as we know, our society and our culture, it's really focused on the derriere. Unfortunately, studies have now shown that it has the highest mortality rate, death rate, in all of plastic surgery. There was a study that showed that literally 1 in 3,000 women who undergo this surgery die from it.
And these are healthy pre-screened women. So these
They're
aren't
healthy.
like
These are
unhealthy
young women,
folks.
and often they're young women of color who want to undergo this operation. So I don't think that it's not a safe operation. I think there are unsafe ways to perform it. And in general, there are plastic surgeons around the country who do, that's almost all they do is Brazilian butt lifts. And they do it very safely because they know where you can inject the fat, which is in the subcutaneous layer, which is above the muscle, and where you don't inject the fat, which is below the muscle. But where I caution patients is to be very careful if the person who's doing it on you is not a true expert in it. You don't want somebody dabbling in your butt. You want only a true expert to do it, because when somebody's dabbling and they don't know those planes very well, that's when people die. And I describe it as kind of like the Death Star, where like you get these two missiles that go right to the right part of the Death Star, and the Death Star whole thing blows up. That's what a fat embolism can be.
Let's stop right there. I don't know if I just want to share all sides and all of the information. Kristi, could you hear that? Could she hear the video?
Kristi, could you hear the video?
I read it. I couldn't hear it, but I can see.
You could read it.
Yes.
So were you surprised by what he said?
No, because I actually started getting blood clots from I feel like after the surgery, sometimes in my breast and my arms and my legs. So I do believe it. And I feel like you may have to be on a blood thinner really after you get surgery. I think that people should probably start prescribing that. I'm not a doctor or anything, but it's like a known fact that you're going to get blood clots. You're going to have some fat buildup. So maybe, either put them on a diuretic or something like that that's going to help them get that fatty tissue out and help them pass it easier. After I got my surgery, I remember like being standing in front of the desk at the hotel when I finally did get a hotel, because this doctor let me stay the night in his office and everything. Like, he wanted that money. He was not letting me leave until he was able to get that money. So when I was standing at the at the hotel, I was like dripping blood. I was standing in a pool of my own blood at the front desk.
So,
it was like horrendous.
So Kristi, can you give us a range, if you don't mind? Can you give us a range of what it costs to get that procedure done? Is it 10,000?
I got multiple things done at once. My stuff 5 years ago was 15,000.
Okay.
So, and then I just got, like I say, even touch ups. I just got the lipo shots done like 2 weeks ago,
But
And
not the same
they,
surgeon. Not the same surgeon.
no,
Right?
this is, I actually went to Flawless Icon and Davy. A young lady, very educated. She is a nurse, and I feel like I think that people should do non-invasive things first. Try to get everything that they can done first, and then if you can, if you want to get something done after that, then yes, once your doctor says yes or whatever. But for me, I think holistic approaches are better first. And when I saw the how my body looked after I did more holistic stuff, it actually kind of looked better. Um, with like getting the lipo shots as opposed to getting lipo. You still feel pain. You still go through, like, you might have bumps or bruising, itching, and stuff like that. I sent Lisa a few pictures so that she could maybe show you guys, because I had breakouts really bad and I didn't know where it was coming from. And it was from the medicine basically coming back out of my
You,
body.
well,
So I
Kristi,
had huge.
you are much more braver than I am. I'm, I get one bad experience would be enough to have me.
Well, you know what? It's more safer. The stuff that I did now, like I got a vitamin drip. It's like $450 for that, and basically it helps to like even your skin tone out and stuff. I've been like haven't been drinking water the way I'm supposed to, but I'm supposed to drink almost like a gallon of water every day with this.
Mhm.
But it helps you to pass a lot of that fat out. So when you pass it, like it might come out like jelly because
Okay,
that's the fat.
so you said something really critical. Then I'm going to have Courtney jump in. It is true. If you drink a gallon of water every day, it'll clear. I'm a witness. It'll clear your skin up,
Your
right?
skin looks
So
gorgeous.
that's a
Yes.
thank you.
Hair
And I'm
moisturized.
no, I don't know. I do no. I don't do any moisturizing. I don't do
You don't need
anything. I
to.
but I drink a gallon of water. That's just a shameless plug, but water works. Courtney Alexander, what's on your mind? And those who are tuning in, come on, tell us what's on your mind. We want to. You have a young woman here who has gone through all kinds of cosmetic surgeries, and she's had the good, the bad, the ugly. We're talking about Black people versus BBL today. Our co-host Impeccable is wants to jump in, but our guest can't hear him, so we'll interpret. Impeccable, you can put some things in the chat too if you'd like. Come on, Courtney, jump in on the comment. This is a conversation, guys. This is a four-way conversation, or maybe a 100-way conversation, because we got folk that are logging in on Facebook. All right, Courtney, what you want to know?
So my question for you is, I'm so sorry that you went through that horrific
Oh, thank
experience.
you.
Did you file a lawsuit? Like, did this go through the court system?
I'm so glad that you asked me that. I actually, the money that I got to do this surgery, I got it from another actual surgeon. Well, not a surgeon. Well, okay, so it was another a doctor that basically he was sexually assaulting his patients. And then when I went to go file that one, that same 2 days, within 2 days, it was like time for me. If I didn't file, I would have lost another one. So I actually had two lawsuits against two different doctors. One was a surgeon, one was a doctor. It was like the biggest class action lawsuit in history. I don't think I can really talk about it, but you can Google it. But it was basically John Hopkins, something at John Hopkins. And the other one was a doctor. He actually used to work at John Hopkins too. He used to work in the burn unit, all this different stuff. He sexually assaulted me in the office, and it was on the news and everything. I have a gag order, so I can't specifically say his name, but I'm going to write a book about it. And when I write that book, then I'll just pay for the gag order to be released. But basically about doctors that are doing things that they feel like they want to do to people, and they think that they can get away with it. But I tell people, don't feel ashamed to speak up, because you feel like, oh, this, you're going to ruin this doctor's career. He ruined your life. Like, you might not see it or notice it, but I was having subtle things that were happening to me in my relationships and things like that, and I didn't realize I was being affected on a high level because these things happened to me. And I tried to brush it under the rug because I felt like I didn't want to make a scene, or I don't want to mess his career up. He's such an established. No, but he messed you up. You're dealing with pain every day. You're dealing with, you can't perform the way you need to perform in your relationships. You're dealing with, anxiety. You don't want to go to the same doctor, so you go to different doctors all the time because you don't want to get a relationship with them because you feel like they're going to violate you if they know you too well. So these are some of the things that I went through after dealing with those things from dealing with those doctors. The doctor never gave me medication. He didn't want me to go to the hospital, the one that I had the BBL with. And I feel like now found out that he was performing in a place that he shouldn't have. He should have been performing my stuff in a hospital. So he did an illegal surgery on me.
All right, Kristi, we're gonna say there's safety. I'm glad you. I'm
Mic
praying.
check. Kristi, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Oh,
can hear you.
So,
All right, I went out and came back. Okay,
that's
see.
good. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. So, Kristi, you said you prayed. You're a woman of faith.
Yes.
I just want to give you this. I want to drop this on you. There's safety in the multitude of counselors. Don't get any more of those without talking to a whole lot, a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, that's just good advice for any of us. When we are going
Yes.
to, when we're contemplating any kind of surgery, it is always, preferable if you can to get 2-3 opinions, before
I
we.
did. That's the thing.
If
When
you've
one of the
had bad
surgeons,
experiences.
I went to 6 different doctors, and that's how I won the case, because he tried to make it pinpoint as if I was trying to attack him. I went to Asian doctors, Indian
Okay.
doctors, black women, white men, everybody, to get a full diverse view of who I feel like fit me and who would do the best surgery. So I did actually go through that. But then after going through that, I chose the other doctor after, because the assault thing happened. So I was like, I can't go to this guy, even though he was the best surgeon.
Can you see yourself? Can you see yourself on the screen now?
Yes.
Can you see all of us? You're beautiful, just like you are. All right, impeccable. Come on. What did you want to ask her?
I'm just getting into it. I'm like I'm just trying to. I'm trying to get into a little bit of the psychology of and I was just reading something earlier about like why some people get this, and one reason was like what diet and exercise wasn't working, or they weren't working it. I don't know how, if it, the water works. If you do nothing all day, listen, people, if you do absolutely nothing and drink water, you will be 10 times more healthier than not doing it. Not the soda, not the Pepsi, not the Coca-Cola. One of the other reasons was people wanted to increase their confidence. And a lot of times, can you speak to that, Kristi? Like, was it anything with increased confidence for you with this procedure?
Well, I felt like I had like a baby fupa, like, right, after you have a baby, like I had almost like a 4-pack before I had a baby. I was like in the best shape ever. People used to think I had girdle on, before I had my son. And then after having him, it was like my stomach was tight, but it was like the skin and stuff like that. I felt like I kind of gained weight. Like sometimes you gain more weight after you have the baby. Like, I don't know what happens. Your diet changes, or the way your body is moving. You're sitting home more with the baby. Whatever the case is, you just start getting that mommy look. So I didn't want to look like that anymore. I wanted to still look shapely. I didn't want to have like the middle. You know how the middle kind of comes out a little bit after you had a baby, because it has to make room for a human, But we are harsh on ourselves, and we're a machine, like creating this new invention, and we have to like not be so hard on ourselves, but there are other things, like when you first have your baby, you have to wrap your stomach like the grandma way. Take the sheet, wrap it around your stomach, have an older person, like they probably know, wrap you really tight, tighten that stomach up, and hold that. It's supposed to be on there for 6 weeks. You're not supposed to be outside after you first have a baby and letting that air get up in you, make your stomach get swollen and make you have a setback, stuff like that. So you should be in the house, I feel like, at least for the first 2. You have it from your womb after you have surgery. I'm sorry, my nose ring.
Absolutely.
But,
Look,
that's pretty much my suggestion. I feel like take pre things like drinking the water, going for a walk a day, even if it's for 15-20 minutes. Those things, running up and down the steps 4 or 5 times, a day. Those things really help keep your body together. Like small little increments, just watching your caloric intake, things like that. Like, if you like pizza, you're not going to go without having pizza. Eat 1 or 2 slices. You don't have to have the whole 4 mini pizza. Like,
I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry, Kristi. This is the Chicken Box. We got Kristi, the brand. Okay, the Kristi brand. She has her own housing and real estate business, but she also underwent BBL, and she came courageously on to share her story about sometimes people do things for other people to try to make changes. I know some of my friends whose women have got maybe a breast enhancement, or I know a guy who got lipos suction, and just a little while, a couple of years, the fat had grown all around. I'm like, you paying all that money to get the liposuction, and now you just got fat around the liposuction. So I didn't get it. I mean, a lot of times people are unhappy with themselves, and sometimes they don't want to do the work. Like they don't want to do, even if it's just okay. Can you drink water for 30 days? Let's start from there. You don't have to go to get a full trainer, a full workout, but can you just start with one new good habit for 30 days? And the question for you is, can you? You know what I mean? Can you even say one? Can you say one good thing about yourself every day? Like Courtney is amazing. Kristi is the truth. Dr. Draper is the bomb. I mean, you know what I mean? Whatever. Can you say just one good thing? Did I say the bomb? Anyway, so blow up. That's an old bomb thing. Anyway. But can you say one good thing about yourself? Let me say hi to Wanda, Craig, looks like Sakina, Nicole, anybody tuning in. Listen, fellas, do y'all like BBL? I mean, let's be honest. Fellas, do y'all like enhancements? Do you like the lipo?
But they will marry the natural girl, but they love the BBL though.
But you
They'll
like
play
the
with
BBL girl?
They will marry the natural girl.
And do you like the breast enhancement? Fellas, tune in. Let me know. Let me see. Okay. Oh, Craig, you in a little late with your question, but thoughts on people going to places. She already said she went to a hotel. She shouldn't have. She was just ready to do something for herself. And so I guess that's a lesson. Sometimes we want to just rush and do anything. You know what I mean?
Just because you see a celebrity doesn't mean
we got the paper, we got the money burning a hole. We don't know. We want to do something else with that money. It's like, look, I'm gonna do this for myself, and then a lot of times without counting the cost, like Dr. Draper said. Courtney, what you thinking about? Have you ever thought about it?
No, I'm 100% natural. I got blessed with genetics, so I'm just naturally curvy.
Oh, that's how you feel, Courtney. That's how you gonna carry it today. Okay.
I'll never do it.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I say I'm with you, Courtney. You know, it is what it is. You know, so,
I love it.
Yeah, but it is.
I love variety.
And 4 children later, it is what it is.
I love it. People that have more kids always have a nice shape though, because they're active. You go on young. The kids keep you young. They keep you fly. They're gonna put you on with what's new, what's happening, what's hot. Mine don't wear that. Mine wear this. They're gonna pick your clothes out for you. They're gonna be in your closet. They're not know what's hot.
They're not in my closet at all.
Right, we moved out. Hey, listen, Nicole asked, are they long-term effects? And I think, how long has BBL been around? For like, not long.
I think Marilyn Monroe was getting some of the first surgeries, those types of surgeries. Seriously, she had her nose done. Of course, they bleached her hair and stuff. I think they did her chin. She had like all kinds of work done. She had work done a lot. If you look at her before pictures, how she even looked in her face and how she looked at it.
Do you find that have you found that a lot of celebrities attack these enhancements first, and then they share it, and then others
yeah, because it's a promotional thing. Because they can get a free surgery. You mean I get a free surgery? All I had to do was let you video me? Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. What day? So, and that's it. So a lot of them are doing that. But I wanted to say something about the thing that you had just said, about how the guy gained all the weight back and stuff. I was thinking when I initially got my surgery and stuff, and everything was cool, and I had lost so much weight. Like I was getting really small. I was looking so good. But when I would take my stuff off, I was like, I don't know if I really like how this looks. I'd rather myself be bigger and like my stomach than it be, all right, yeah, I got this bomb shape, but when I take my stuff off, I don't really like how my stomach looks. And I ain't even gonna say that I felt that as bad. I was dealing with someone and they teased me. It was like, your stomach looks like a trash bag. Like, because it was empty. Like, they took all the fat out. So I gained 30 pounds on purpose, actually.
She said your stomach looks like a trash bag.
Yep.
What'd you say back
Because
to
because well, he's a chocolate skeleton. That's what I told him. Because he's like bony. He was bony. Like you don't know what it feels like to have weight. You're not. And then come to find out he was on drugs. So we can't compete. I'm a normal person. You're on drugs. So I'm not gonna look like you. Like I'm not. I'm never gonna look like you. I'm never gonna look like somebody that does coke because you're not. You're not gonna eat. You're not gonna do certain things. Like and people need we like need to be realistic. People are really on drugs out here in real life and they're doing some of those things to keep their surgeries up and stuff like that. They literally do coke to keep a beautiful shape. That's what they said. I'm not suggesting that. I've never done it. I'm not into that any of that. But I've heard these things. And it's like in the industry, people do that type of stuff. You see it. You see the Cardi B's and stuff like they're saying it. It's not even a secret. Like they're saying it out loud. They're saying it on their songs. So you have to keep that open mind and talk to your children too because people are introducing this stuff to the children. People are signing over their children at 16 years old to get BBLs, breast
you?
implants, things like that. So
Yeah,
it's a
Ollie
real
said.
thing.
Ollie
The
said.
confidence is real.
Ollie Echoes said. We got to stay away from these cheap. I guess they have since they've been doing so much. They have probably surgeons who are certified and who really know what they're doing and can medically perform the procedure,
Yes.
but not these back alley hotel South America wherever else that people are flying
Yeah.
trying to shortcut for a little bit of money because they heard XYZ. I mean,
Yeah,
just
both of those doctors were moonlighting. You can like look their paperwork up and stuff. Like, was it Shahad, Ayman Shahine, Ayman Shahine. That's his name, Ayman. You can look his stuff up and you can see he has sanctions by the board. It's
right.
not a secret. You know, it's public record. So this is why I'm saying it because people need to know. Like, why are we keeping a secret that this man is doing criminal activity?
So we got to put people on blast. People, we got to slow down a little bit, right? And I'm told that did he make you sign a consent form?
Um, Initially, I'm sure I probably signed something, but at the end of the day, like I don't care. Like you're not going to kill people, and you're not going to do it on my dime, and you're not going to pretend that you're doing the right thing when you're sneaking away and left me on the table for 11 and a half hours. That's longer than an open heart surgery. Like I literally was on the table all that time, passing out, coming back to. He's still not there. Haven't eaten since the day before that. All these medicines, the Emmy, all
Mm.
these different surgeries, pain, everything, no medicine after, bleeding everywhere. Like it was horrible. Like literally when they came into the hotel room, it was so much blood in the hotel room. I begged them not to charge me. It looked like 3 people got killed in it. That's how bad I was bleeding. I was
So
bleeding everywhere, everywhere,
is he
everywhere.
is he in jail now, or like is he still
I don't
practicing?
know.
Is
He
he still
might be, but
doing
I
it?
know that they definitely sued him. He's been sued. I just was so stressed out with all of the stuff. I just didn't sue him, but I'm on a suing spree right now. So I think I'm about to start studying law. I got like 6 lawsuits out against me, like different creditors, all kinds of stuff right now. Of course, because I do credit, that's some of the stuff that I study in. But I'm really getting good at it. I've never lost a case so far. I'm
Christy,
doing good.
Christy, you going to law school? I think.
I've
Now,
been told I should go by lawyers.
you went by this. Look, everybody's tuning in, guys. If you don't know, BBL is the Brazilian butt lift. It has been a thing for a while. It is a thing, but the thing is, it's not enough research that a lot of patients are doing before they get it. Uh, Guys, I don't know if you like it. You might like it. You don't like it. You want natural. You don't want natural. You know. And I think sometimes people are so mean. A lot of times as kids, but people grow up and still become mean, and they make people feel a way that they have to change something to fit
I feel
into.
like it's inadvertent pressure, kind of sometimes, like because they'll say, "I don't want the girl that got surgery," but then we go crazy for Beyonce or go crazy for a Johnny Blaze or something. People that you can see, all right, she definitely had a BBL, definitely this, and then you're trying to keep your standards as a regular human to these standards of the average now, you know, and trying to keep up with the status quo. Like, how can I do that you know, so forth and
Kristi,
so
you
on.
see, you are a highly intelligent, beautiful woman. So
Thank you.
whoever can't get with that, they needed to get lost anyway. Because at the end of the day, it's one day that all that's going to be you're going to age, and that body you had at 18, 25, 30, you know, that ain't going to be there no more.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Some of these women are looking
Yeah.
good at 60 and 70 and 80 years old right now. Wait a minute.
Well,
They
yeah.
looking good. I'm talking about
That-
really good. Like 20s good. I'm like loving that. And I'm like, yes, Black women, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. I'm with it.
All right, I agree with you. You got me on that one, Dr. Draper. We're getting close to wrapping it up. This is Black People versus BBL. Even the gentleman who was the doctor, the clip we showed, said it was more women of color getting these, and typically more women of color usually have
More assets.
better shaped butt. I'm going just. I mean, you know, you'll find some others that have whatever the shape you like. I'm just gonna tell you something about guys. All right, guys, don't get mad at it. Guys will look at anybody's butt.
Yes, they
I'm
will.
talking about
Even
grandma,
a flat one.
flat. It's just I don't know what it is, but some guys' DNA, they look at the butt, they're gonna be like, oh, that's a nice butt, or oh, that's a flat butt, or you know what I mean? But they're gonna look, and whatever they say, that's what they say. But Black women typically, if you just go through all the races, have the better butts without any enhancement. That's an impeccable observation.
Nice hips too.
And, right. Since we talk about BBL, I mean, I don't just typically
We come
jump up
with
and
the
talk
set.
about butt, but just this show is apropos to talk about butt. Courtney says she's blessed in that area. Dr. Draper said the same. You can't help your DNA. And Kristi, I believe, and I can't see you probably were too. I don't even know why. The doctor owe you some money back, probably.
He definitely owes me money.
So we're wrapping up to our final thoughts. Thanks everybody who's tuning into this conversation. At least if you did know what a BBL was, hopefully you know now. It's a Brazilian butt lift. Did it start in Brazil? We need to, let's look it up. We just all on the name. It just became a Brazilian butt lift. As far as I know, I didn't know they needed butt lifts either. But Dr. Dre,
I think it started back there a long time ago in 1960. It was a long time ago. But one of our viewers asked a question. Kristi, maybe you know the answer to this. Do you have to get it redone? Oh, there it is. Do you have to stay with it like a renewal every 10 years? Is that
well,
true?
I don't.
I heard 5 years.
I would
so I
say
don't know.
this. I think that if you remain active and if you eat lean for the most part, things like that, you can be able to maintain the same one. Because I feel like I still look amazing. Gained the weight, lost weight, everything. I still have a beautiful shape. And I think that the way your bone structure is shaped is where you might need fat filler. So if you do certain things, like I think the main exercise that really keeps your glutes and your legs and stuff nice is sprinting. Like start, run, stop. Start, stop. Like go around the track 4 or 5 times, but run halfway, walk halfway. Run halfway, walk halfway. Run, walk, run, walk. And I think that because if you look at all the athletes across the board, who has the best shapes? Jackie Jordan Kersey. The sprinters have the best shapes. So I think if you really want your bottom half to really look good and have your stomach maintained, sprinting is the way. To me.
I heard that too, and that was from a guy, this older guy talking about trimming your stomach. He was like, "Don't jog anymore." Don't. He said he was like, "Just sprint for a minute, stop." He said you could do this in your house. You didn't even have to walk around. Like all these good things. It's so many good ideas that you can do. Here's the big question: will you do it? All right. Let's do a 30-day challenge here on the chicken box of can you just drink at least the number of ounces of your body's
Is this a Biggest Loser challenge? That's what it sounds like.
This is a feel better challenge. Because if they say if you drink water before you go to bed, it helps Your heart helps you sleep better. It helps reduce inflammation. It helps your bones. If you drink water in the morning before you do anything else, it helps your bones and your joints loosen up. You don't feel as stiff. Your back. It gets your organs to moving. It clears your skin. It cuts down on some heart disease. It does just Google drinking water. All right, for the next 30 days, guys, pick up some water. Have it around just have it around you. Turn down the soda and drink water. And let's see how we feel. Anyway, 30-day challenge. Let's go.
Yes,
That's a good 30-day challenge.
I love it.
Courtney, final words on the chicken box. You're on the box. So this is where we get on top of the chicken box. I know you sound like you from Baltimore, Kristi.
You know it. So
okay, I know without even asking.
Take the salt off. Pepper, ketchup, hot sauce for the next 30 days.
All right, cool. All right, that's what's up. So this is where you get on the box and speak your truth about the topic or anything that you want to share. Courtney, you're on the box.
So I have two quick things. First thing, thank you so much, Kristi, for educating us on this. I feel like I have learned a lot about it. I knew like general stuff from social media, but I get the full picture now, and I'm so sorry again that happened to you. For the second thing, we are doing another Afro cookbook giveaway this week. All you have to do is please share by tagging others, and also you can comment. So thank you again for tuning in.
Absolutely. Dr. Draper.
So thank you, Kristi, for jumping on the chicken box today. Thank you for your courage to share your journey. Like Courtney said, I too am really sorry and appalled, really, that happened to you. As one of our viewers said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. There's absolutely nothing. The culture pushes it, yes, but there's nothing wrong for yourself, wanting to look good. This originated in Brazil. We know that Brazilians are people of color. It's a large black pop, people of color live in Brazil. It's happened back in 1960. And I just want to encourage people to do what Impeccable said. Come on, let's do the 30-day challenge. So we've all heard, if you drink that gallon of water a day. Kristi told us if you can sprint. Impeccable said you can sprint around your house. And a lot of times, I'm talking about myself now. Y'all don't have to co-sign this. I'm on the box. We take another way out because we don't want to do that way. We just say, okay, let me do this over here because that seems a little bit more expedient. But in the long run, we are who we are, or in the short term, we are who we are. So I am up in my water intake. I do a lot of water. Water is my beverage of choice, but I'm going to make sure it gets up to that gallon. Let's see what happens in 30 days. And then finally, I'm going to jump off the box after this. Next week is HBCU week. It's HBCU week. And so we're going to talk about Black people versus HBCUs next week. But before we get to next Thursday, if you're in the Maryland area, check out Maryland Public Television. They're going to premiere HBCU week all week long.
Wow.
And I think I'm in a little segment on a show that's coming on 8:00 on Monday night. I'm off the box.
I'm going to jump on the box. I'm going to let Kristi go last. But because we did the challenge, thanks again for having the courage, because that's all it takes to do anything. And not so much that what happened was the best thing, but you did something, right? You felt that was something that everybody sometimes will just think all the time and not take any action. And so I love your hustle on the real estate. I love that you holding these professionals accountable for their faulty action. And I love that you might become an attorney as well. So, you're on to a few different ventures in your life. So keep it up. Keep being a positive Black woman and mama in the community. And I wanted to say that first. But while I pulled up the benefits since we did the 30-day challenge, okay, here we go. Water carries nutrients and oxygen to your body. 90% of our blood is made of water. Okay, maybe you didn't know that. It helps you regulate your body temperature. It cushions your joints, stabilizes your heartbeat. It normalizes our blood pressure. It aids in digestion. Protects our organs and tissues. It helps to prevent constipation. It flushes out bacteria from our bladder. It helps us maintain electrolytes. It helps us have enough energy. It promotes healthy brain function. It prevents headaches. It boosts skin, and it helps with weight loss. And this is only drinking water. Oh my God. But can you do it?
Agua.
Can you do it? That's an impeccable
H2O.
challenge. Get on the box and drink your water. Did you hear that list? You didn't have to do one push-up or sit up or go to the gym or put on some spandex or whatever else you're gonna do. But just drink the water. Kristi, you are on the box. You have the final words today about the topic or anything you want to talk about. Real estate, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, so credit repair. Definitely. You can use, well, of course, my website is 800orbetter.com. You can use your credit to get care credit and be able to get those surgeries and things that you want to get done. So if you get, your credit done, you can be able to get the surgery if you like, if you qualify for those things. The other thing is I do something called cryoscan. Hold on one second. So cryoscan is basically a non-invasive way of being able to get some of those enhancements done. It helps to show the striations in your muscles. It helps with rosacea. It helps with pain management. It helps with fat loss, like urinate it out, breathe it out, or defecation. It will all come out. What happens is they basically activate your lymphatic nodes, and then you release through drainage. Like you can go to the bathroom right immediately after you feel it. Like sometimes during it, you'll feel like, oh no, I got the sensation to go to the restroom because it's making you release all these toxins out of your body. So it helps to detox you. Well, I do cryoscan as well. And my page on Instagram is Book Cryo Queen. So I do that. And it's really good. It's a good situation. You do have to do anywhere from like 15 to 20 of the treatments in order to really see really good results, but it makes you look younger. It tightens your stomach permanently. It's the same basically results as lipo, but you are not feeling pain. You are asleep while you're probably getting it done. It feels so good, and it just helps you to relax. But my clients love it. They are amazed at the results, even the first time. You lose inches every single time you get it done. So it helps you lose weight permanently. So that's one of the other things, in addition to, of course, drinking water and things like that. But you can't have alcohol before you get it done. You can drink after and things like that. But definitely, that's an alternative that I suggest if they want to still have weight loss done and don't want to get cut. Because I really don't like the knife. That's why I never got a tummy tuck. So I'm not saying I won't get one. But now that I've gotten all the
You're not going to get one. You better not.
But I'm just saying, now that I got the skin, most of the skin down, the weight down. Another thing people are doing is like micro needling. It's like they have a little tube. Like, see how this size of this is? It's about the tip of this, and then on the base of it, there's a little roller, and that roller has needles on it. So, like, say if you have stretch marks and stuff like that, once a month, after you're like fresh out the shower, skin dry, you roll that needler across your skin. And then you take the vitamin C, and you put it on and rub it right on your skin where you got it done. It really helps to shrink the skin and tighten your skin up. So there are other alternatives. When you drink that water and you see yourself losing that weight, go ahead and hit it with the micro needler and the vitamin C. And just see what you get before you get it done. Even before you go get the surgery done, they may not have to cut you as much. They may not have to lipo as much. So that's my.
Kristi, you are a wealth of information. Yo, follow her on IG if you connecting with her.
Yes, at 800 or better. And then I have another page too, Queen Millions, MILLYONS.
Kristi got a bunch of businesses.
Yes,
Well,
that's all music. Like I do music. I sell clothes. I do all kinds of stuff.
She's a serial entrepreneur.
I'm a life coach.
You coming back? We're gonna have to bring you back, Kristi.
Tell me your problem and I'm gonna fix it. Like we're gonna
figure this
out together.
So thanks for tuning in. Go to afro.com when you get a chance. Get a digital subscription, y'all, because we are 130 years old and we inform, educate, and inspire every week. God willing, if you hadn't smiled today, I saw everybody smile, but if you haven't, smile while you're drinking your water. It'll make you feel better.
Right.
Until next week when we get into the HBCU.
HBCU.
And Heckle, before you hang up, I see the last week's winner of the Afro Keepsake Cookbook is Lisa Brock. Lisa, check your inbox for details. If somebody knows Lisa Brock, let her know that she's won the cookbook if she didn't see that. All righty.
All right, perfect. And we're cooking live tonight on afro.com. So tune in.
What time are we cooking
7
live?
p.m.
7 p.m.
But if you miss it, you can always watch the replay. We're gone. Enough commercials. I will talk to y'all later. You guys have a fantastic
Awesome
week.
show. Thanks, guys,
Thank
for
you,
inviting
Kristi.
Thank you, Kristi.